Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Lohman, and the famous mathematician that I got assigned was Kunihiko Kadara. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I did look up how to pronounce it. I think I'm pronouncing it right. The person, he lived from 1915 to 1997. So the first question is, why was this person famous? So Kunihiko was a Japanese mathematician known for his distinguished work in algebraic geometry and the theory of complex manifolds. The complex manifolds, a picture of that will be on another slide. He was the founder of the Japanese School of Algebraic Geometers, and he was also the first Japanese person to receive the honor of being awarded a Fields Medal in 1952. And then there to the right is a picture of what he looked like. The next question is, what contributions did this person make in mathematics? So there is a picture of the theory of the complex manifolds. So Kunihiko's biggest and most well-known contribution in math was his development of the theory of complex manifolds, like I just mentioned on the previous slide, and that is a picture of what the manifolds look like. The breadth and depth of his research exerted a great impact on the fields of algebraic geometry, complex analysis, and mathematic physics. I got that source from School of Science. A lot of the things that he focused on, he did a lot of research. He researched. He was a researcher during the World War II. He did a lot of research on kind of the connection between science and math that I'll later talk about on another slide. The next question is, how can this person's contributions be used in my future classroom? So I think everyone's answer can be different for this one. But in my opinion, I think that his contributions can be used in my future classroom, like how I just mentioned, by showing and explaining to my students that math and science go hand in hand. So many students might think that they are bad at either math or science. I've noticed that those are the two subject fields in school that a lot of kids say they struggle in the most. But if they're skilled in one of the subjects, like say they're good in math, but they don't think they're good in science, or they think they're good in science but not good at math, they already have so much prior knowledge in that subject area that they don't even know about, because I've always been told that math and science go hand in hand, and actually studying education and being in the classroom, like, you do see that firsthand. His concepts, I think, are more used in junior high and high school and above, because the pictures, if we go back to the manifolds, the complex manifolds, I think that is obviously you're not going to be using in the elementary education classroom. And then, what makes this person interesting outside of mathematics? I said that I think it's important for students to not only learn about people in history that are very successful in their profession, but I think it is also important to incorporate history at the same time. Kunihiko is a very important Japanese historical figure in the math community, and a lot of students have probably never heard of him before. I honestly have never heard of a lot of these famous mathematicians, because I honestly have never done research myself. So it was very interesting doing this and getting the opportunity to research just one mathematician. It is also important to have diversity in the classroom while talking about historical figures, and Japanese historical figures are not always talked about. I've learned in a lot of my education classes, they talk about and focus on diversity in the classroom a lot, because some teachers just don't pay as much attention as they should to what kind of figures that they're bringing into their classroom and introducing and teaching their students about. Especially when you have a classroom full of diverse cultures, you want to be able to represent that student's culture. So it's just important to include, female, male, white, African American, Asian, Indian, every single culture and race. It's important. Kunihiko was more than a mathematician. He was a son, a father, and a husband. I think that's very important to mention too, because especially at the elementary level, I feel like sometimes students just think of a person of just what they're well known for and don't think of what they're doing outside of the profession, if that makes sense. Sometimes students need to it needs to be brought to their attention that there's more to a person than just what they're known for. Knowing that he was a son, a father, and a husband, might not be as researched or as known as, people just research him for what he was known in mathematics. But that was it to my slideshow. I hope you guys enjoyed.